Welcome back to Eagles Live here on PhiladelphiaEagles.com. We're pleased to be joined inside the studio by Paul Schwartz from the New York Post, who does a phenomenal job of covering the New York Football Giants. We're going to go behind enemy lines and see what's up with the Giants football team, who is 6-3 entering this contest Sunday night with the Eagles. And Paul, first and foremost, it looks like Michael Vick is not going to be able to play this Sunday. Are the Giants still preparing for him, or are they finally getting the idea that Vince Young will be the guy Sunday night?
Well, I think the Giants looked at it two ways. Don't forget, before the first game they played this year, there was always talk about Michael Vick possibly not playing with a concussion. The Giants said, we don't believe it. We think he'll play, and he did play. So there's always a little bit of that we think maybe they're trying to pull something though from our friends down the turnpike there. But look, I mean, it's obvious that he's not going to play. Word's getting stronger and stronger that he's been ruled out. And the one thing the Giants said is that preparing for Vince Young and preparing for Michael Vick are not totally dissimilar, obviously. They're both guys who are great athletes who want to run, who probably pose maybe more of a threat running than passing. Certainly that's the case with Young, not so much with Vick. So it's not like, Kafka, who's not an experienced quarterback in any regard, but he's much more of a traditional quarterback, and the Giants would have to change up their approach. Young, I think his approach is similar, except they don't feel he throws the ball down the field nearly as well as Vick does.
Paul, on the Giants side of things, injury-wise, seems like Ahmad Bradshaw is probably not going to play. We sort of know the guys who fill in there. But if Michael Boley and William Beatty can't play, and first of all, what are their chances of playing? And then if not, who are the guys who would fill in for them?
Boley's not going to play. He's all but been ruled out, and that's just a formality. He hurt his hamstring last week, and hamstrings don't take a week, so he did not expect to play this week and hasn't practiced, so he's out. And I think there's no easy answer for that on who. They don't just slot one guy in there. I think they're going to do a bunch of things, the Giants. Greg Jones, the rookie middle linebacker who has had his ups and downs, will get more time, certainly. I think Jaquan Williams, the rookie, another rookie linebacker. The Giants have 4 rookie linebackers on their team. So, after the frontline guys, it's all inexperienced guys. Jaquan Williams played quite well, probably his best game against the Eagles the first time they played because he's got very, very good speed. I think he'll get some time. And Matthias Kiwanuka is going to have to play much more of a traditional linebacker role. He's a little bit of a hybrid right now, plays defensive end linebacker. They may have to use him more as strictly a linebacker stopping LaShawn McCoy type role. And also Deion Grant, the safety, who will play in the box a lot, I'm sure, against the Eagles running game. I think Beatty will be okay. He was held out as precaution. It'll be interesting to see what happens today with him as far as getting on the field. But if he cannot go, then someone who the Eagles are certainly familiar with, Stacey Andrews, would be the starting left tackle, which is not something the Giants want to see right now.
Paul, tough loss last week for the Giants in San Francisco. What is their mindset going into this game with the Eagles, knowing the Eagles have to have this game going into it with a 3-6 record?
Believe me, me and many of my media brethren tried hard to get the, let's bury the Eagles bandwagon going and get them to kind of talk some trash about, we can finally put the Eagles down, and wouldn't this be great revenge for last year's miracle or meltdown in the Meadowlands, depending on whether you wear blue and green, what you call that game last year. But the Giants didn't really bite on it, and I think some of that is accurate. I think the Giants are more concerned. If the Giants were 3-6 also, then it's a case of let's take each other out here. But the Giants are in first place. They've been in first place for a while now, and excuse me, they that's their goal, is to stay in first place. And the Eagles are just another team they want to kind of grind out and beat. But there's no question the Giants would love to bury the Eagles, especially because the Eagles certainly buried the Giants last year when Deshaun Jackson took that one to the house.
Paul, there was a lot of talk about this really difficult stretch in the Giants' schedule. Obviously, they were very impressive getting a win at New England, put up a good performance at San Francisco. What's your sense of how they're going to come through this difficult stretch here?
Well, the difficult stretch started, as you said, with a tremendous victory in New England, and that kind of wouldn't say it took the pressure off, but you don't say, wow, are they going to win a game here, because they already won one that maybe was almost a little bit of a quote-unquote bonus. Last week was a good, tough, hard-fought game. Giants shouldn't have won, but certainly could have won. I'm not going to say, sometimes you look at games and you say you dominated, you should have won, but you did a couple of things. That was a game either team could have won. It looked like two good, playoff-type teams playing. This is a game that, needless to say, the Giants have to win. It's against a team that is struggling, a team that's hurt. It's without their starting quarterback. It's a Giants home game. After that, good luck. You go at New Orleans, and then you play the Packers. New Orleans is going to pose tremendous problems, defensively for the Giants, of course, with Drew Brees. And, I guess the Packers are not going to go 16-0 this year, but they might. They're the best team in football, and if someone's going to beat them, I would imagine a lot of the rhetoric in the league, if the Packers win this week, will be, can the Giants at home knock off the Packers? Because that'll be one of the more difficult games. Last year, after the terrible loss the Giants had to the Eagles, they went into Green Bay and just got absolutely annihilated. And I'm sure that will be first and foremost on the Giants' minds also. That was almost the starting point for Aaron Rodgers' incredible, ride through the whole postseason.
Looking back on it, I think Eagles fans wish that the Giants had won that game and kind of changed the playoff seedings around just a little bit there. Paul Schwartz from the New York Post, thank you very much for taking us behind enemy lines here on PhiladelphiaEagles.com.